Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live watch-along of Man City, or West Ham, I should say, versus... Oh, it's at home. Man City versus West Ham. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll just quickly go through the lines up. Sorry for the lateness. It's my fault. I accidentally signed out of the account, so I couldn't get back in. So then I had to get all the details and stuff. But we are on. Ryan will be joining me shortly. So yeah, I'll just go through the lineup in case anyone has missed it. So for Man City, we have Ederson in net, Walker, a back four of Walker, Diaz, Stones, and Zinchenko. So no Cancelo today. But to be honest, he needs a rest, so I'm not too fussed. Fernandinho back as captain, Gundogan, De Bruyne, and then we've got a front three of Torres, and finally Aguero starts. I am actually so happy to see him because it's been a while and I miss him. So yeah, I can't wait to see him. In terms of West Ham, let me just get their lineup because I don't actually know what it is. Bear with me a second. I'm assuming Lingard is playing because people keep talking about how Lingard's going to score, which probably will, to be fair. Okay, so their lineup is Randolph. Oh, 1 second. I hate these. Some of these websites, when you click on the lineup, it takes you to like some next place. If anyone's new to the channel, please subscribe, like the video. We're not allowed to show the game, so this is not a... you are able to watch the game. So yeah, but like the video, subscribe. Even if you're not planning to stay, like the video, subscribe, and then you can go. Yeah, so Randolph in net, Kufel, Diop, Dawson, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Lingard, and Antonio. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent lineup, I'd say, from West Ham, who have been doing quite well. So hopefully they don't have a good game, and hopefully we do have a good game. But yeah, my stream's probably a bit behind. So, you know, if there's a goal and I'm not celebrating, it's probably because I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, try not to let me know too early in the comments, like if we score or if they score, because everyone always puts goal and then you don't know which way it's going. So yeah, I prefer kind of not to be told straight away. But Ryan will be joining me, who is a Liverpool fan. So he's kind of wanting City to win today because it benefits Liverpool. This is the thing, like Man United probably aren't going to win the league. So it's kind of like West Ham winning takes them a point behind you. And then if you don't beat Chelsea, they're breathing down your neck. So unless you're planning to go on and win the league, I think it's probably better for Man United if West Ham don't win. But yeah, I don't know. But I do get that where I never want Man United to win. But yeah. Sorry, I just seen that comment like a hickey, really? Like that is not hickey. Do you know what it is? Like I have a skin disease. So what happens is if you get like anything on your neck, it's 10 times worse than it would be on anywhere else on my skin. Like, so I always have like red marks. It's always red. Always have like cuts and stuff there. So yeah, that's why the skin is like paper thin. It's really strange. But yeah, that's why it's like that. Why am I late? I did say earlier, like I got signed out of the account, so I had to sign back in. And yeah, also like I was getting ready and stuff, so yeah, a bit late. I'm never on time, like never on time, to be fair, unless it's like a 12 p.m. stream. 12 a.m. stream, like midnight. Never on time. Leicester City. City, man. Leicester City is better than both of the teams. Who is your favourite? I don't know which team you're talking about. Man City or I don't know. Excuse me. If you're talking about the team, I don't know, West Ham. I think Leicester are probably better than West Ham, but I like West Ham. Like Man City and West Ham the fans have a good relationship. There's a lot of respect there. They don't seem to be as loud with the hateration as other clubs. So yeah, there's kind of mutual respect there. So yeah, if they can get top 4, that's good. That's good. But obviously I want to win because the only thing I would say is because we're on such a good run, like it is going to come to an end. So we're not going to win every single game till the end of the season. We're going to drop points. So I don't know if that'll be today. I thought it was going to be against Arsenal, to be honest, and it didn't happen. So, and we weren't great against Arsenal. So it kind of seems at the moment for City like we don't even have to be really great to win, which is kind of unlike City. Because usually, even when we're okay, we used to lose, and when we were good, we won. Whereas this season, it's kind of like when we're okay, we win, and when we're bad, we can still kind of win. Like we've not been terrible, but yeah, what's that? Yeah, so I don't know. I think City are a little bit different this season. I feel like we can grind out wins, which we couldn't do before, which is nice to see. I've been waiting for a while for us to kind of grind out wins because other teams, like, they'll be terrible and then, you know, they'll just win. But City couldn't really do that. We had to turn up to win. So it's nice to kind of see that we can do that. Big up to Strip Bear, who was in the comments before. Mustafa hating on Pep. You can't hate on Pep. Everything you said Pep can't do, he's done this season. The only thing he's outstanding is the Champions League, which we'll see if he wins that. But yeah, everything you said he can't rebuild, he's done it. You know, he's finished, he's not. All of this stuff. So yeah, don't disrespect Pep. There's certain managers that shouldn't be disrespected. One of them is Fergie, to be honest. As much as I don't like him, he should be respected. He should be respected. Pep is another one. Like, there's levels to this. Do you know what I mean? And like, you've got people like Mourinho that are like falling off a little bit now. Like, they're not what they once were. Like, their tactics don't seem to be working as well. But he still deserves respect because of what he's done in the past. So it's kind of like Pep's never had that sort of off period yet. Like, he's the worst season he's ever had was when he first joined City, and that's because it took him a while to adapt the tactics to a very aging Man City squad who, let's be honest, weren't good enough. We still had our spine, don't get me wrong, but our spine has been very injury prone for quite a few years now. Obviously the spine being Aguero, David Silva, who had some issues with his baby, but that was, I think, the season after. But yeah, David Silva, company, injury prone for a while now. Fernandinho, but yeah, he's refreshed the squad and he's doing what everyone said he couldn't do. So it's nice to see. Big up to Conrad. Big up to Will. S Packer says happy birthday to Mama City. Yeah, it's my mother's birthday today. So happy birthday to her. Her team don't play today, to be honest. Not that she's bothered, but you know. Messi Lingard to score. Yeah, he probably will. He'll want to score against City. And there's less pressure when it's not a Manchester derby. So yeah, I could see him scoring today. Unfortunately, Antonio always does well against Man City. So yeah, I didn't even do score predictions, but I can definitely see them scoring. I think it will be a tight game again. I think if we do win, it'll be 2-1. If not, you know, it could be sort of 2-2 2-0 if we're good at the back, because we have got Diaz and Stones on today. Big up to Ryan, who me now. You all right?
All right, yeah, and just got the game on, yeah. Just what minute are you in, by the way?
09:35. Is mine dead slow?
Just rewind it. Yeah, I'll just rewind it a bit. Let's carry on.
Yeah, because it's 11 minutes in. What the heck? My thing's always so. I don't know why it's so slow. This app.
What are you in right now again? Did you say
9:55 now?
All right.
It's so slow. Like
okay, yeah, that should be fine.
Comments. So MB says big up to you, Jan. Smith says Aguero stinker coming. You know what? It's Aguero.
Is Aguero playing?
Yeah, he started. Yeah.
Oh, no Gabby then.
No, not today. Do you know what? We need him to start anyway because I need him match fit. The thing is with Aguero is he is actually right in the fact that Aguero probably won't have his best game because it does take him a few games to get back into things. But it's not a surprise when he's been off as long as he has. So maybe if he gets back in, he'll score. But I can't see him doing anything amazing Aguero like today. I think he's just going to play him to get minutes. He'll probably come off at halftime or like early into the second
60
half.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I need City to win this game, to be fair, because West Ham are our rivals now. So,
well, this is what I was saying before you came. Like a lot of United fans are saying, "Come on, West Ham," but it's like West Ham are closer to Man United than City are. So unless they're going to go and win every single game and beat City to the title, it's probably not better for West Ham to win. Do you know what I mean? Because if Man United lose to Chelsea, they're a point behind on the same games played. So if they then play West Ham and don't win, West Ham go above them.
Yeah, so, no, they still, a lot of them still think they're in some sort of title race, which I know you'll say, oh, it's not over yet, but it pretty much is. I think even if City lose today, it's probably over anyway.
We can afford to lose 3 games and then Man United and we'll still win the league.
It's not even that. It's the fact that even if United reduce the gap on points quite a bit, I still trust City to, get more points than United for the rest of the season.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Because the thing is, if we lost 3 games, we'd be a point ahead.
Yeah.
One of them would be the Man United game, so it would put them closer. But either way, if that happens, that means they have to go unbeaten for the whole season.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And I just can't see them going unbeaten. I can't. If they do it, then
I can't. Yeah.
But I can't see City dropping 10 points and them going unbeaten. I just can't see it. Last time you said that, because I remember when we played Arsenal. Was it Arsenal? What game? I think
was it last week?
Yeah, you know when they dropped points to West Brom, and they were saying, "Oh, City dropped points this weekend. We can go closer," and then they drew to West Brom. So when we won, we went 10 points clear. So it's just could you even trust Man United if we drop points today to beat Chelsea? I don't. I
wouldn't trust.
I think it's hard to beat Chelsea if we win. If we lose, they won't beat Chelsea because that's what their club is like.
They struggle to take advantage of other teams' slip-ups. They've been like that the last 2 years as well. They were like this last year as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so many comments. Sorry, guys. Come on, West Ham, says Andrew. Yeah, like I said, it's not better for you, trust me. But it's fine for me because I actually want West Ham to finish top 4. So as much as I don't want to lose this game, it's not the worst team we could lose to right now, to be fair.
Nah, I mean, I get what you mean. Happy birthday to your mum, by the way, as well.
Oh, yes, that's fair. I'll call her later. I did text her. Do you know what's so funny, right? It's my birthday on the 10th of February, and she texts me on the note, happy birthday, Yannicka. I was like, Mum, it's tomorrow. So how'd you get her birthday wrong? But she was just she's busy in it. She's got she's got a baby. She's a foster carer, so she's got this baby. So she's a bit busy, but yeah. I'm fine, Andrew. S. Packer says it's beautiful, Jan. It's really not. Talking about my skin condition, isn't it? Because Smurf said that I had a hickey on my neck, like where I think he means here somewhere. But like my neck's just really like it's. If you could see it closely, it's a lot of the time it's like red. Just sensitive skin. That's horrible.
Oh, it looks okay. It looks okay.
Yeah, only because I'm light skinned. If I was darker, it would be really obvious. Because I have it like everywhere, like it's literally everywhere. The only place it isn't is on one of my legs. The only place. And my feet. It's not on my feet. It's not on my hands. Technically, it is on the back of my hands, but you can't see it because I'm light anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he said his mum has the same. A lot of people do, you know. It's weird. I don't know where it's come from.
Yeah.
I think it's something like because my dad says that one of my aunties in Jamaica, like I think my grand's brother's mum or something like that. Like yeah, someone way like not close to me. Apparently, and it is hereditary. Right. So I'm hoping my kids don't get it because peak if they do. To be fair. Ultra Parisian says Aguero and De Bruyne. I'm a dreaming. Yeah, do you know I've been waiting to see Aguero for so long, but I know in this game he's not going to have an impact. Like he never does when he comes back. That's why I need him fit for the derby. That's why I want to see him come back.
When is it next weekend?
I think we've got one more game, Wolves, and then we've got Man United.
Okay. What, you playing midweek? I'll have a look. I've got the fixtures up actually.
Big up to Wayne in the comments, says yes to my cupcake and beautiful Jan. Thank you for that.
Big up Wayne. He's on the Q&A tomorrow, isn't he?
Is it?
I think Flawless said, yeah.
And I love it too, Andrew. I actually love this. I need a hoodie now. So when it's cold.
City play Wolves on Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew said he's just had his vaccine. You know what? My mum had hers yesterday. How are you feeling? Because like I'm gonna ring her in a bit, but like obviously I don't want her to like feel ill on her birthday, innit? A Souček red card. He's not got a red card.
Well, to be fair, we're like, no spoilers in the comments if that's actually true.
No,
to be fair, he got sent off a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Yeah, he got sent off for that stupid headbutt that somehow got a red card.
Oh right. MBFC says, Jan, stop this. You knew deep down you'd beat us. You and Rose were too humble with it.
Yeah, it was obvious. City didn't even have to try for that game.
You know what? The thing is, I knew that City's good form is not going to last forever. And I thought it would be... I did say that we'd win, but I said it'd be a tight game and it'd be 2-1. And it was a tight game and it was 1-0. So
I didn't really think it was that tight. Like in terms of the scoreline, it was, but
City weren't great. But somebody did make a good point, which I believe they said that if Arsenal had scored, but I think if Arsenal score, City turn it up. So it'd be like
you had about 2-3 more games to go.
Yeah, and Everton the same because we weren't playing great against Everton. Everton were playing really well against us. Them scoring that goal made City go into another gear. I think if not, we win that 1-0. But because
I didn't watch that game actually.
The Everton one.
Oh wait!
Ooh. Oh my God, West Ham! How had they not scored that? Oh okay. Oh my God! How did you let them get to that? Who is that?
Was it Diaz and Stones?
That's Diaz, but Diaz was the one that what's he doing?
Edison's down.
Yeah. Do you know what that injury is like? If it's an injury, it's self-inflicted because there's no need for that drama in the box. Like he heads it. Edison makes a thing.
Edison did well there, to be fair.
Oh, actually, no. Diaz fingered it, and then John blocked it. Oh, it came off Stones' foot. Oh God, yeah. They got a bit confused, I think, at the back. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. I didn't realize that Diaz headed it. I thought he missed it. Oh, he fell. Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Edison's back up.
Pep's redemption. Everyone's saying red card.
I ain't seen anything, no. I ain't seen anything.
I know. Are they talking about... Because, I don't know. Because I read the lineup and... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Didn't Souček get a red card already?
He got a red card like a few
And
weeks
then
back.
it got
But
and then it got
that
overturned.
elbow was it? Yeah, it was that elbow that had nothing in it. Yeah, I haven't seen a red card so far.
Andrew said Yan City is the only fan you can go toe to toe with in banter. Do you know what? I've been bantered my whole life. I grew up a Man City fan. Man City in the 90s. Like, trust me, nobody is gonna say anything to me that I'm gonna be either offended by. The thing is, like, I back Man City like they're my kids, innit? If somebody came on here, like, if you post a picture of your daughter or your son and someone says, she's ugly, how you react to that is how I react to when people post Man City. Like, they're my team. Mohammed says, I hope this is the day your smile becomes upside down. Jay Lings is on smoke. Yeah, but he can be on smoke. It just depends if City want to win or not, because we're definitely better.
I am happy for Lingard, to be fair, in a way, because even though he was United, I always felt that he got a lot of unwarranted stick from because I don't even think he's that bad a player. I think he's all right, especially he's better than a lot of their squad players like Dan James.
Do you know what it is with Man United? The problem is when they get a player and they have a good game, everyone kind of overhypes them naturally.
Yeah.
So then when they don't do what they're expected to do, they're seen as shit. And this is what always happens. So say, for example, Man City fans now are saying Foden's the real deal. If Foden falls off and his career doesn't really go anything, they're going to say he's shit. Even if he's okay, people are going to say he's shit. Because they say...
Well, that's kind of what's happening with Greenwood in a way at the moment. It's kind of what's happening with Greenwood in a way. We all know Greenwood's quality, but he's just going through a bit of a hard time. Like, he will come good. But
this is the thing. Like, the English media are big factors in it, because what they do is when somebody's slightly good at a young age, they start overhyping them. Next minute, they have an average career, and it's like, oh, they were absolutely crap. But it's like, no, they were average. Do you know what I mean? Like, people like, say, for example, like Antonio. Antonio was kind of a bit lower league, non-league for a bit, and then he kind of came up and went to West Ham. So at West Ham, he's obviously had his best time as a footballer.
Yeah.
But it's like, because he wasn't great before, he didn't get hyped. So now he's having a good season. Whereas if he was at like an Arsenal, they would have said he was brilliant as a kid, and then now they'd be saying he's not had a great career because he's only at West Ham.
Yeah, that's facts.
Much. So it's like sometimes it can, like, I know Walcott was like seen as the next best thing. Wilshere, next best thing, and it's just.
I did like Wilshere. Wilshere was just unlucky with it. I did like Wilshere.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But I just think once they start saying that, if they don't turn out to be the next best thing, they kind of get seen as worse than they actually are.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I see it. Like,
you think Dele Alli's a bit like that?
Yeah, because they made out like Dele Alli was like the best thing ever, and I think he's a good player, but he's
a good
not
player,
a fantastic player. And I think because of that, it's true. It happens all the time. It happens. That's why, like, I think Foden is great, but like, you never know. Like, anything can happen. But I think he sort of has the potential to go further than other people, just based off what people say about him. Because you've got people like Pep, people like his coach from when he was
his ceiling's so high, you can tell.
Yeah, they're saying like he's better than what I've seen before, and I trust Pep because Pep's worked with Messi, you know, and he's seen Messi as a child. So when Pep says it, it's a bit more like, and I know he backs his players. So even if Foden was crap, he would still back him. But it's just one of them things. Sure. MB says, big up to Ryan. Have to salute a real one. Yeah, that's my cupcake right there. Smith says, Foden doesn't deserve getting dropped. He's not being dropped.
I think he's just being rested. He's rotating the squad. Like, he's played a lot recently, Foden.
Yeah, what Pep does is he rotates the squad, and everyone always says, oh, Mahrez has been dropped after scoring. Like, no, he's rotating. So whoever starts today, like Foden will start on the next game. Unless he comes on, he'll start the next game.
You think he'll start in the derby?
Probably. That's probably. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe.
He didn't play him in the last one, did he? Because you weren't happy with that. Because
he has
you didn't even bring him on, did he?
Yeah, he has to. But I think he I think at that time, Foden wasn't doing what he's been doing.
Mm.
So, sorry, I keep sneezing. But yeah, like I think he wasn't doing what he was kind of doing now.
Yeah.
Back then, so I don't think he trusted him as much. Whereas he's been great since. So, but you know what? 50% of Foden's goals and assists have come against the top 5.
Yeah.
So
I remember him playing really well against Chelsea, and he battered us. He battered us in that second half a few weeks ago.
But that's why the biggest, because this is when, like, I started the season, like I always say, thinking Man City would win the league.
Mm.
And then when I saw things like that, I thought they're not going to win it, because if you want to win the league, you put Foden on in a Manchester derby. We weren't winning it. It's not like we were running away with it and we didn't need him. Like, we were struggling to score, and Foden makes something happen in that game. Like, he hates Man United as much as me. Like, he's making
he's City fan,
Like, even like Rashford, like apparently like some of his family support City. Like, he probably like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. People say he grew up a City. I don't buy that.
I don't believe Rashford did.
His brother's a big United fan, so I don't know why people say that. It's weird. But Foden's dad supports United.
Yeah, I know that. I remember watching something with Foden, and I think it's him and his mum are City, and his like brother and his dad are United. I think it's something like that. It might be the wrong way around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he said that he used to go. He's had a season ticket at City, like, because he went with his mum and his nan.
I see pictures of him as a ball boy, I think.
Yeah. He's been at City for a long time.
Yeah.
That's why it's so nice, because like Man United and Rashford are similar in the fact that they've been there so long. It's like their club, so they're always going to have more passion. This is why people say, like, oh, Rashford in the derby. Of course, that's what I'd expect. Yeah. If Rashford was shit in Manchester derbies, I'd be questioning his loyalty to Man United. These are the sorts of players that will bend over backwards to get you the win.
But then there are some players who maybe a derby gets too much for them in terms of, and they'll just maybe get too nervous, and the occasion will get to them. Like,
yeah.
To be fair to Rashford, it kind of works the other way. To be fair.
Yeah, he tends to score against us recently, to be fair, but then it depends, because when he's at Old Trafford, he's not as good as when he's at the Etihad. Well, maybe it's less pressure when he's away from home. I don't know, but he
possibly
do better at City than he does at United.
Yeah, Andrew's right. Ollie was a Liverpool fan growing up.
Ollie. Most people,
he was a Liverpool fan growing up.
The thing is, like, you've got to think about people's ages, because if you're English, it's different. So if you grow up in Leeds, you're not probably going to support Man United. I'm not saying there's no United fans in Leeds, because there is, but you're not if you do that. Like, everyone at school is going to be like, oh yeah, you dickhead, you support United. Like, these sorts of things happen. So, like, when I grew up, obviously, City were kind of seen as the team that, like, if you supported them, it was like, oh, City is shit. Like, that's the stuff that we get in the comments now, like, from grown men. But anyway, like, that sort of stuff you used to get. If you supported United, it was like, oh, yeah, United, blah, blah, blah. But in my school, like, in my primary school, like I said earlier, like, the most popular guy in my class was a Liverpool fan. So I had like loads of people in class going like, yeah, I support Liverpool. And it's like, well, you don't really, do you? Your mum, dad, sisters support United. Like, but they used to kind of say that. So I don't know. I just think it's one of them things where you tend to support them. But like, if you're foreign, like if you're from another country, like you don't have that sort of loyalty based on location. So you can pick any team in the Prem. So if you grow up and when you watch the TV, you watch Liverpool playing fantastic football, you're probably going to like Liverpool. Like, that's why we've got a whole lot of Arsenal fans, because Arsenal used to play.
We're so good at that time,
If you turned on the TV and you're not from London and you're not from Manchester and you're not from Leeds, you might watch Arsenal.
Were really attractive.
This team are amazing. And that's why I've got a lot of African friends that have grown up in Africa, obviously. And yes.
Is he offside?
I don't know. Diaz scored. Jesus, I hope he's offside.
It was one hell of a pass from De Bruyne. That was De Bruyne with his weak foot. Jesus Christ.
De Bruyne is unreal, honestly.
I don't know if he was offside, though. It looked close. I think Stones might have been off, but Diaz might have been on.
Yeah.
I think that's him.
I don't know.
No spoilers in the comments.
They changed the rules anyway. They changed the
I think
rules,
it's been given because we're behind. Someone would have put in the comments by now it'd be disallowed.
Let me look.
And no one's put it. So, he's well onside. He's fine. Onside.
Oh, that's beautiful. That I've wanted him to score.
De Bruyne cross. It's with his weak foot. Bloody hell!
But why them two? Why are them two in the box?
Did it just come back from a corner or something?
You know, I think
they might have stayed up from a corner.
Before, but why are there two people in the box, Stones and Diaz? Like, I don't understand. Like, what?
Well, I like Pep's hoodie.
It's refugees that are coming over on boats. It's he's given £100,000 to help.
Oh, really?
To help make the boats better so that they don't drown in the middle of the sea. So obviously the British media are gonna be against that because they don't want these refugees coming in. But Pep, you know what I love about Pep? Pep doesn't give a shit how controversial it is. He's doing it. I love that. You know what I mean? I think too many people are kind of too scared of what to say. I can't do that because people will think this. Pep's if he agrees with something, he is showing that. He doesn't care if it's not like someone's giving him it to wear. Do you know what I mean? Nobody's saying to him what is Edison doing today? He just looks a bit off the pace.
T-Ray was a bit stupid defending, but he does look a bit off there.
Yeah, he just looks a bit slow. Normally he gets to that first.
I see a moment today, if Edison makes a mistake, you go, Edison.
I can't do it, man.
Flawless is good at doing it. Flawless is so good at doing it.
Yeah, he gets it spot on, but me, I'm just I can't do that. I can't
Flawless does it better than me, and I'm the one who actually did it.
My voice is too deep, man. I don't have that. Edison.
Oh wait, Maris is.
You do it.
Oh, your favourite player, Mahrez. That's what.
Into this game, man. I need to see an Aguero goal.
When was the last time he actually scored a goal? Has he scored this season?
Yeah, I think so. But he's only played. I think he's played 5 games. Yeah. Let me check. Yeah. I don't know if he scored in the league though.
Yeah, he might. He's not played a lot in the league anyway. I think we got Jota back tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. Liverpool will be all right once you get Jota because at least
I don't know. I don't think he's going to be fit enough to start. I mean, it's going to take him time because he's been out 3 months with a knee injury. I don't want Liverpool fans putting too much pressure on him. Because I don't think he'll score in his first 2-3 games because he's just coming back from fitness. So I don't want Liverpool fans getting onto him if he doesn't score for a few games.
Yeah, Aguero's got 2 goals, but they're both in the Champions League.
Ah, right, yeah.
He's not scored in the Premier. But he's only played 5 games, and to be honest, he didn't start most of them. He's kind of... I think he came on for a few minutes in one, maybe 10-15 in another. So I think he started at the start of the season in a few of the games that we...
I remember him getting subbed off at half time in a game once. I forgot who it was against.
Yeah. He's definitely not... S. Packer says, big up Ryan, the fraud. Parisian says, Lingardinho. Smurf says, stop using the app. I don't actually have a TV, so I can't watch it on TV. I used to, and I was paying £30 a month for BT Sport and watching 1 game a month because I was going to the games at home, and then it was only the odd away Champions League game, and then TV would just freeze and wouldn't work, and I was like, why am I paying £30 a month for 1 game? It's cheaper to get a ticket and go to the game.
Yeah.
Andrew says, get yourself a Virgin box, Janica. I don't want a TV box because I literally watch TV for about an hour a day when I get home, and I just watch Netflix.
I barely watch TV anymore. I just literally watch Netflix on my phone and shit. Like,
yeah. Well, I don't. The thing is, we have a TV at work and stuff like that, and I don't even watch that. I don't like the TV on. So, Smurf says he actually rates Aguero. Do you know what? If you don't rate Aguero,
how can you not rate Aguero?
Yeah, he's hating. It's like Henry. Anyone that says Henry wasn't great is hating. Because he was. So there's certain players that you kind of, if you hate them, like, not as in I don't like them as a person, like people don't like Messi and people don't like Ronaldo.
Yeah, if you just judge them as footballers,
But you can't say I don't rate Ronaldo or I don't rate Messi. You can't say that. All you can say is I think Messi is better or I think Ronaldo is better. That's it.
Yeah, of course.
Or you can say I don't rate Ronaldo, I don't know, in this season, or I don't know. Like, you can't say you don't rate them full stop. It's kind of,
you can't say that.
Got to be some sort of context. Like, I don't rate him, what he did in the Champions League this season or whatever. Smurf says big up Ryan.
Big up Smurf.
And Andrew says Liverpool aren't getting top 4.
Yeah, I know that.
This top 4 race. Look at where City were a month ago to now. And then,
but to be fair with City, like,
I can't believe Diaz scored.
I don't know, we're playing a lot worse than what City were at the time. Like, I don't even know where we're going to draw a game, let alone win a game. We've lost our last 4 league games. Like, it's a joke.
Oh my God, you know what? Yeah, I had a dream last night, and I can't remember which City player was in it, right? And they said they hate Ruben Diaz, and they said, like, he's horrible. And I was like gutted, because I was like, oh my God, how can he be horrible? I wanted him to stay a long time, and they were like, yeah, we don't like him. And I was like, what? Like, it's such a random dream. And then I just
thought, random dream. It sounded like a nightmare for you.
Yeah, but when I just saw Ruben Diaz, then I thought, and he touched De Bruyne's neck. I was thinking, shit, did that happen, or was it a dream? But it was definitely a dream. Like, it's weird. Smurf says, Jan, don't be crazy. We both know West Ham are going to slip up.
Yeah, but I think it'll be Chelsea who get it. Chelsea look really good under their new manager. Look a lot, and we play them next week, and I can't see. We play them at Anfield, and I can't see us getting a result against them.
Do you know what makes this season so interesting, though? Is like, normally, like, a game against West Ham, Man United would be like, we need to win, right? But it's like, West Ham are going to go into a game against Man United thinking we need to win so we can go above them.
I'm glad we've already played West Ham twice this season. We've already played them twice, so we don't have to play them again. To be fair, what I will say is that in terms of like Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, Everton, I'd say on paper, if we were a normal team, we've got the better run out of everyone, better run of games. Yeah. But because we've been struggling against pretty much everyone, I can't really say that. Kind of like, it wouldn't. I can't. I'm actually struggling to see how we beat Sheffield United tomorrow. I'm not even going to lie.
Nah, you will. Do you know what though? There's no easy game this season. Like, there isn't. Like, I remember my fans saying that. Oh, Sheffield United, easy 3 points, and they didn't get that. So I'm not saying that like they've been bad, because they've actually had a pretty decent season, United. But it's one of them things where no game are you guaranteed 3 points, and that's for any team. Like, yeah, Man City are better than a lot of the teams, and yes, they do tend to pick up 3 points, but that's because City are on unreal form. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's different. We're not getting 3 points against these teams because they had no chance. We're getting 3 points because we've edged it. And sometimes, City just everything clicks. And when everything clicks for City,
oh yeah,
you can't beat City when everything clicks.
That's true.
That's more what it is than West Ham are terrible, or Arsenal were terrible and all that. I thought Arsenal actually played decent. Oh, that's got to be a goal.
Was he at the post?
How did we miss that?
Should have scored that.
He has to score there. Has to. Absolutely.
Is it just? I think Antonio's a bit overrated. He's not the type of footballer that I like. He's a pace and power merchant. I think he was offside in the build-up anyway, but Lingard. But I mean, when people say Antonio for England, I'm like, nah, I don't want him playing for England, man. Like, he's just I feel like as a defender, he'd be a tough player to play against, but I don't know, his technical ability is so bad on the ball. I mean, I know he's still better than Adama Traore, but like he gives me those vibes. He literally gives me those vibes. Like probably being a
Mustafa's
bit of a
on Pep
finisher.
saying that he doesn't see how anyone can be rated, hyping him when he spent billions and can't get to a Champions League final. Okay, first of all, Pep hasn't spent billions. Pep has spent millions, and also Pep has spent less than Man United have spent. Actually,
Yeah.
I think City have spent 40 million more than Man United. Are you 40 million pound away from Man City? That's the real question you need to ask yourselves. Do you know what I mean? First of all. Second of all, like getting money and buying players doesn't guarantee you success. Like we've seen that this season with Chelsea. We've seen it over and over again in the league. Like it in the 90s, Man United won pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
Liverpool outspent them in the 90s every season apart from 1998. I didn't win a single title. Obviously they won other stuff, but it's one of them things. It's been proven time and time again that money alone doesn't win you the title, but yet everybody still pushes this argument where there is absolutely no proof. Like the only thing that I would say is when you have money, yes, you can get the best talent, which gives you a better chance to win the league. The thing with the Premier League, there isn't one club with money. There isn't. Kroenke, Arsenal's owner, he's the richest owner after Man City's owner.
Nah, he's really rich, yeah, but he just doesn't care about the club, which is funny, but like, yeah, he just doesn't care.
Thing, like, so people saying, "Oh, City have got unlimited money," so have Arsenal. They just don't want to spend it like that.
Yeah.
So that's an issue with the club. Like City aren't the.
I think, like I said, it's just people. It's just people are jealous of City. That's all. It's everyone wants to be in that position. Like everyone wants to have owners like them. It's just jealousy at the end of the day. I'd love to. I wouldn't complain if I had City's owners and we were spending all that money and winning leagues and Champions Leagues and all that. Like, I wouldn't be complaining.
I don't even mind it coming from teams that don't spend money, but when you get Man United fans saying it, it's like you spend a hell of a lot of money. If you had Pep, you're winning the league this season with a better squad.
100%.
You don't buy. You don't. He probably would have bought Maguire because he actually wanted Maguire at City.
He wouldn't have brought Wan-Bissaka because he's not good enough on the ball for Pep.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have brought Bruno. I don't think he would have brought Bruno. I'll say that.
No, he definitely wouldn't. He'd hate Bruno. Someone said to me yesterday in the thing like, "Oh, yeah, but Bruno in City." No, Bruno wouldn't be at City because Pep would hate him.
Don't Man United fans realise that if Liverpool or if Klopp or Pep wanted to buy Bruno, they would have got him. Like they would, like Liverpool and City at the time Bruno went to United were a much more attractive proposition than Man United at the time. So Bruno would have chosen Liverpool or City over United at the time, but they didn't want him.
You know what it is with Man United? Like they were having this discussion yesterday, right? And it's one of them things where it's like people always say it like, "Oh yeah, they picked City over United." Like at the end of the day, like, Liverpool have a sit have a. He scored.
No spoilers in the comments. That's how I knew Mustafa put yes.
Yeah.
I'm turning the comments off, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm so far up the comments. I'm not even looking. I'm not even. Oh, that's John Stones conceded his 4th goal of the season. That's terrible.
Is it Lingard who scored, or did it go in off Antonio in the end?
I don't know. Don't know. That's terrible defending that, honestly.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, it's a good goal. Well, no, it's Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio. He always scores against City. Always. He should have scored before, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good goal, that. But yeah, like, the thing is, like, it's just, I don't like to hear it from people like that because, like, Liverpool have a system, right? So there's certain players that would be brilliant in Liverpool but terrible at City.
Yeah.
City have a different system. So again, there's players who would be great at City, terrible at Liverpool. And it's like all of these clubs, they have the players that fit their system. And what Man United tend to do, I've noticed, is like Man City will go in for a player and then they'll go in for the same player. And it's like, you need to work out what your system is first and whether that player is going to suit your system rather than just buying someone that Man City are interested in. Because like Fred, for example, we wanted Fred and people complain, Man United fans complain about Fred. But it's like, if Fred's in a Man City system, he's there to do what Fernandinho does. That's what he'd be there to do. He wouldn't be there to shoot. He'd be there to pass the ball in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's just different. It's a different kind of system. And it's, I don't know. Like, it's, certain players don't fit. Like City wouldn't buy Bruno because as good as Bruno is, he doesn't play how Pep would want him to play. He wouldn't have half the goals. He wouldn't have half the goals. He'd have assists, but he wouldn't have half the goals because City don't play like that. Like I think Gabby, Pep was defending Gabby yesterday actually, and he said like if he wasn't
you sent me that to me on Twitter.
Like, he would have way more goals. If he was like, I'm just gonna go do it for myself, he would have loads of goals. But City players don't play like that. That's why they get annoyed when people say, they're like going for the top scorer, and they're like, we're going for the top position. We're not going for top scorer. Like how many times has Aguero been in a golden boot race and he's passed it to Gabby when he could have shot? Like how many times has that happened where they passed it to Sterling for a tap-in when they could score? Like City players aren't thinking about individual awards. They're not. And it's like De Bruyne's going to be pissed when he gets in. I can tell by his face.
Yeah. Because his cross for that goal was bloody quality.
I think he'll take Aguero off.
Yeah, Aguero looked really.
He's not got in the game, but he never does in his first game back. Like,
I mean, he's been out for ages. It's only
is if it was a tap in. That's the only way he's getting a goal today.
Or a penalty.
Would he even take it?
Not even those.
Yeah, to be fair, he would take it. Yeah, if we get a penalty, he would take it and probably miss like they all do. But I'll get to some of the comments now. It's half time. Sorry, I've been so behind. 1 second. In regards to Pep, it's funny because the people that don't rate Pep because he spent money rate Mourinho and like Alex Ferguson, who used to spend as well. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. Every big side, Pep's right when he says every big side spends money to win. They do. It's always been the case. It's just because 30 million back then is 150 million now. That's the only difference. It's the only difference. You spend 30 million in a transfer window, it's like spending 150 now. So look back at your club and see in their most successful reign, see how much they spent every season. We've already seen the inflation table, which shows how much a player like Rio Ferdinand would actually cost now in terms of what they paid at that time. City are not top of that list. They're not near top of that list. So it's a pointless argument. I'm tired of having it personally. Andrew says, Ryan, Liverpool are an aging side this year because they didn't rebuild properly before COVID.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can't argue. The only player we've kind of brought who you could argue could be part of a rebuild is Jota, because Jota's still decent age. I think he's 23, 24, so he's still got quite a lot of years in him. So he's the only one really. Like even Thiago, we brought him at the age of 29, and like he's been crap anyway. So, but yeah, our squad is really aging. Plus, a lot of it's crap anyway. So that's why I can't see us winning the league for like another 2-3 years. About another 2-3 years, because I just think there's a lot of rebuilding to do, and with how City are at the moment as well. The squad they have. I can't see us winning the league for another 2-3 years, to be honest.
I think the problem Liverpool will have is, like you say, like City. You've also got Man United, who, when they get a decent manager, they've got a squad. You've also got Everton,
Chelsea. I think Chelsea are a big one.
Chelsea have already invested, so I think a lot of these Chelsea players will come good next season. So next
if City don't win the league next season, I think Chelsea will win it. To be honest, because they got a better manager.
I don't think we'll go back to back again. I don't think we will. The only way
I think you could.
we'll win the league is actually if we win the Champions League this year. Because if we win the Champions League this year, they'll go for the league again next year. Whereas if we don't win League, they'll go for the Champions League next year. So
it was a bit. I get what you mean, because when we won the Champions League in 2019, it was like I knew as soon as we won the Champions League, we were going to win the league next year, because I just knew they've got that trophy in the bag now. They've got arguably the biggest trophy, arguably the biggest trophy you can win. Yeah. They've got that. Now they can go on, and it's given them that confidence now to go on and get the league now. So I knew as soon as we won the Champions League, we were going to win the league the next season.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing. And I think if City fail again in the Champions League this season, we won't win the league next year. We won't. Because, yes, they'll probably want to go back to back, but the main aim will be you need to win the Champions League now. So I think, I think the only way we'll win it is if we actually win the Champions League, because then I think we'll focus on the league to go back to back again. So, I think it will depend, obviously, on what City do this season. But I just want to get the Champions League out the way, to be honest. I'm not really that. I want to win the league again next year. So, Andrew says you look fabulous anyway. Yannicka, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm so far behind. Andrew says Pogba won't be fit for the derby. That's good because he always plays out of his skin against City at the Etihad. Not so much at Man United, but at the Etihad he always plays really well. He's always your best player, to be honest. 1 minute. Yeah, I agree with this. United had way more money than most clubs. Money was also different, and you can't compare different eras.
That's
this is
true.
Like, when Man City was shit, nobody gave us an excuse. It was City is shit because they're not good enough. We had no money. We had nowhere near as much money as Man United. And, this whole thing about, the rich, nosy neighbours, like, there's one difference between Man City and Man United. When Man United were dominating, Man City had no money. When Man City are dominating, Man United have just as much money to spend.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not that they're not comparable. Like, I'm not going to blame the fact that City was shit in my childhood because Man United had more money, because it wasn't just that. It wasn't just money. The money wasn't the reason why United went and won the league every year. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same way that the money is not the reason why Man City are winning the league every single year. It's not. It's a trio of things. It's having quality players, having a quality manager, and having a quality built club that have money.
The infrastructure has to be good,
yeah. Because Man United, like I say, Man United have spent £40 million less than Man City. If you go and buy a £40 million player now, are they going to make you better than City? I don't think so. I really don't. So,
I mean,
thought he might get.
That's why it's always like, if it's like, if obviously when Pep leaves City will still be up there competing for titles consistently because the infrastructure of the club is just too good. Obviously, I don't think they'll be at the level that they have been under Pep, because Pep's just unreal. But he's unreal. But they'll still be up there competing for titles. They'll still comfortably be in the conversation for a title each year, because the infrastructure of the club is just too good. Like, no club arguably in the world has a better infrastructure than Man City, to be fair. Like, especially in England, no one has an infrastructure close to them. Like,
people talk about Leicester. Leicester, slightly different. Like, Leicester have a fantastic infrastructure in a lot of ways. The figures in Man City is like, this guy is building us for long-term success.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
they're already planning where they're going to be in 5 years' time, for example.
And the thing is, like, these people that say, City are going to drop off, like, I just don't see how. Like, Man United, as poor as they are right now, they still haven't dropped off. It's just that they're buying players that are popular rather than what they actually need. They're better off the players that they need.
It's the profile of player they're buying. It
complement each other. Because, like you say, Liverpool, in terms of talent, don't have as much talent as Man United. But sometimes getting a group of talented players, this is why international football doesn't work out how people think. You'll see Belgium and you'll think Lukaku's brilliant. De Bruyne
Look at Argentina.
Hazard's
Look at the amount of attacking talent Argentina have had. You know, Messi, Di Maria, and all these guys.
It's got to be a squad. Like, they could have, like, you look at teams like Leicester. Leicester don't have big-time superstars that you're like, oh, I'd love them in their club. But they work well together. They complement each other, and it works. Liverpool, I wouldn't have Henderson at Man City, but he works in that system perfectly. And it's one of them things where this is what Man United need to do. They need to buy players that complement each other. People are saying Martial gets no touches in the box. Whose fault is that? The fault is the people that are supposed to be passing him the ball.
Yeah.
Aguero hasn't been in this game. It's not solely Aguero's fault. It's the people not getting service to him, like your De Bruyne, you know, like people like that. So with like Man United, people will make excuses for Martial, but it's like you should be looking at people like Bruno. Why are you not? Why are you not giving a through ball to Martial for a tap in? Why are you not doing that? That's what your job is as a creator. So it's like these players need to complement each other, and you could probably have way worse players at Man United that work better for Man United than your big time superstars. Like,
that's true.
Have that.
It's like when they brought like Wan-Bissaka. Like Wan-Bissaka's obviously, you know, good defensive 1-on-1 right back. Like, but if you're like, I see United trying to play out from the back. Why are you buying Wan-Bissaka if you want to play out from the back? He's not good on the ball. Like, you can get caught. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
It just doesn't complement each other. And same with obviously Maguire and Lindelof as well. Like, even though they've got Baye, he still continuously plays them. It's like, and
Yeah, go on, sorry.
They rejected like Ruben Diaz to get Harry Maguire. Like, it's just the way their recruitment's been.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, because City wanted Maguire, City were in for Maguire. Next minute, Man United were in for Maguire, and they got him. So it's kind of like we probably had a plan for Maguire. I don't think they had a plan. Like, they don't seem to have a plan. It's like, okay, we'll get this player, and then they come in, and it's like Van der Beek. He's like on the bench they don't have a plan for him. Whatever they bought him for, no, they don't have a plan. So it's like, why buy someone if you don't have a plan for them? Like, it doesn't really make any sense to me. And it's just like things like this are why Man City are better than Man United. It's nothing to do with the money. It's the running of the club. And you can blame Ollie all you want, but Ollie hasn't been here for all of the years when Man United have been struggling. Like, since Fergie left, Man United have struggled. They've not had a plan.
Yeah.
You've got a manager in. It's not worked. There's been no plan. Like, if I'm a Manchester United owner, or I don't know, the board or whatever, and I'm seeing that Man United have got issues, right? I'm making a plan for the manager that I want. I'm probably buying players that I think will complement that style of that manager. So I go to like a Poch at the time, and I would have said to him, like, you know, we're interested in getting you over at Man United. We know the way you play football. We're going to get some players in. So when you come, everything will be ready for you. This is what they did with Pep. You know, you get in players that you think, oh, yeah, they'd like that player, or, you know, get them in basically. And then when he comes over, it's a smooth transition. He can get in a few more players, and then it's going to work. Like, that's what an actual club that is run properly does. Do you know what I mean? Like, Pep, people say, oh, yeah, Pep's given what he wanted. You know, he didn't like Danilo, so he got rid of Danilo and got Cancelo. But the thing is, we're not paying. Like, we bought Danilo for, I don't even know how much Danilo was, to be fair. I think someone said people say 50 million, but he wasn't, because he wasn't one of our highest. He wasn't that much. He wasn't, because that was like, but people would say.
Kyle Walker was that, I think. I think Kyle Walker was 50.
Yeah. All the English ones were 50 mil. Yeah. So we bought him for 1 minute. 26.5 mil.
Okay, yeah, that's not too bad.
5-year thing. So we spent 26 on him. He didn't work out. He was getting a bit older. I think he's late 20s. Getting a bit older. didn't really work too well at Man City, or Pep didn't favour him. I don't know. I thought he was okay. I didn't want him to leave, to be fair. But he left.
We got Cancelo in.
Yeah. Cancelo is younger. Cancelo cost 60 million.
And better.
With Danilo going the other way for 35 million. So Cancelo is not actually as much as everyone makes out, because if you sell a player for 35 mil the other way, you're not paying that 60 mil. We never paid the 60 mil. So he didn't cost as much as people make out. So I'd say for both of them together, it was like 50 mil. And then obviously one's left now. So it's not as much as people make out. And obviously, like, that's it is backing your manager. But at the same time, there's no reason why Man United can't go and do that. Like, Wan-Bissaka probably cost 50 mil anyway, or close to it. So it's
I think it was 50. Yeah, I think it was 50.
Yeah, so that's the same. It's the same price to replace one with the other. If you sell Wan-Bissaka somewhere and get a defender from them for, say, you sell him for 40 mil and buy a player for 60 mil, technically it's only 20 mil that you pay a player. Yeah. So Man United could do that, but I don't know. There's ways of running the club in it, and I think City get over criticised and Man United don't get criticised enough. And there's a reason why the gap is this big in terms of quality, because even though Man United are second in the table, when City
doesn't tell the full story.
Yeah,
it really, you see the way they've got, the way they have been in certain games this season in the league, especially recently, and the way they got knocked out of the Champions League, that was literally all on Ollie. I see a lot of United fans still kind of make excuses for him. Literally, that was all Ollie's fault, the way they got knocked out of the Champions League. Flawless still talks about that. That was literally all Ollie's fault. He lied to them as well. I remember him saying before that game, we're going to go out to win this game. But yet he played 5 at the back with 2 DMs in front.
Yeah.
He literally played 7 at the back. And he got done that game.
And the thing is, it didn't even work. It's not like they kept the clean sheet.
Because he did in the first minute.
Yeah. And it was 3-0 down or something.
Yeah. It's only towards the end they decided to play.
It doesn't even work. Some of the teams defended the best with 3 at the back. Some teams, literally the best defensive performance is when less people are at the back, because when less people are at the back, the people that are at the back have to take more responsibility. So there's none of that leaving it for the other person, and then it gets miscommunicated, and then the other person's on a one-on-one with the keeper, because if that person gets past you, it's game over.
Yeah.
So the players, the defensive players, actually probably play better when there's less people at the back. That's just the way it works. City.
Yeah, I mean, and then sometimes, you're just inviting less pressure on you as well, because, if you've got less men at the back, you've got more people in midfield and more people in front, you can dominate the ball more, and so you get tested and isolated less. So, to be fair, I hate playing 3 at the back, to be fair, when Pep plays 3 at the back, he does it sometimes. At least he still plays the same way and same style. Whereas,
to be honest, he plays a back 4, but there's a back 2 really, because our fullbacks are not actually ever in the fullback position. They just run up and down the wing, So it's not or they come inside. Cancelo is best at it. Walker can't really do it. He's not got the quality. But let me just get some of the comments, because we're way behind. The problem with Greenwood this season is that Ollie's coaching staff have made our forwards worse in telling them to track back more. Ollie has made the attacking players worse this season. I don't understand Ollie, because he spent the most money on his defence, and that's the worst part. So,
but that's true. The attacking players don't look as good as what they were. You look at Martial, you look at Greenwood. Rashford, okay, fine. Rashford's still the same, even though I still think Rashford's slightly overrated, to be fair. But you look at Martial and Greenwood, they've regressed so massively from last season, especially towards the end of last season. They were really good towards the end of last season.
Andrew, I'm glad to hear that your vaccine went well. He says vaccine wasn't bad as first feared. Didn't hurt at all. No side effects. Yeah, I still don't want it.
Oh, I thought that was a foul. No, he might have just won the ball. To be fair.
Oh no, he's given it. Oh no, what is he giving?
No, he's giving a free kick to City.
Oh right. Yeah.
There's
no,
some check going on, I think.
Foden's not a Man United fan. Foden's a City fan. I said that people were saying that Rashford's family.
I think he was just outside the box anyway. I think he was just outside.
He got the ball.
He's won the ball. He's won the ball.
Yeah. No, he's definitely not a United fan. He hates United. Yeah, Ollie was a Liverpool fan. I heard is why he isn't a legend for me as a player. Do you know what? Sterling was a United fan. That's the only player from City that was a United fan. No, none of the other City players.
He played for Liverpool as well. Remember as well. He's a United fan growing up, and he's played for City and Liverpool.
Yeah. But then there was a lot of rumours going around saying that he supported Arsenal, but one of my friends.
No, he supported United.
Definitely a United fan. But
he said it himself.
Jamaica. He's from Jamaica and he grew up in London. Like, that is the two ingredients you need to become a United fan. Like, you won't find a lot of Man United fans that were born in Jamaica that grew up in London that don't support Man United. That's the team that they choose. Jamaica's full of United fans.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, the fact that Ollie was
the ones that live down south support United. The ones that live in Manchester support City. But I don't really find them too tough, to be fair.
I mean, Andrew, I don't know if I wouldn't say if Ollie's the reason why he's in a legend for you is because he was a Liverpool fan. I wouldn't really say.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Jamie Carragher, who was like an Everton fan growing up, and even though I thought he was crap, he's a crap player. Like, he still goes down probably as a legend for Liverpool. So
yeah,
I think whoever you supported as a kid doesn't necessarily mean it's what they do at your club at the end of the day.
But one of the biggest Man United legends ever is Matt Busby, and Matt Busby wasn't a United fan.
He played for Liverpool.
He played for Liverpool, then he joined Man City. He never played for Man United in his career, and he's probably your biggest legend besides like Fergie and players. Like, he made Man United.
He's the second best ever manager.
Yeah, and you know what it is? Even like, you could argue, because he, like, when he came in, he really helped Man United and put them on the platform that they got.
He did.
So he's probably the most important manager they've ever had. Do you know what I mean? In terms of importance.
Yeah, you could argue that.
He put them on the map. And then when Fergie came in, they were already there. They just weren't successful. So, yeah, I'd argue he's the most important. But he, like I said, he wasn't a United fan by any stretch. And actually, the only reason why he got the Man United job is he was in Manchester because he wanted the Man City job and there was no job for him. So when the Man United job came up, he took that. So, but that was back in the day where people couldn't afford to work elsewhere and just move the whole family. They weren't on enough money. So he lived in Manchester. He was waiting for a job, and City had a manager. So he took the Man United job, and you know, Man United were born. Do you know what I mean? Like, the Man United that you see now. Do you know what I mean? So everything kind of happens for a reason. Unfortunately, it was good for Man United, not Man City. But yeah, he was unreal for them. So yeah, definitely. I don't think it really matters who they support. Like Sterling,
it doesn't.
He supported Man United, but he's never done anything to help Man United. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like he's ever like scored an own goal in a derby or stopped Man United win the league. Like, he's never done anything like that. Like, you know, we used to have players that played for both clubs. Like, football was very different back in the day. Like, Dennis Law is a Man United legend. Got him out on a trophy.
He scored a goal that got him relegated, didn't he?
Yeah, but he relegated Man United. So I don't think nowadays, if a player, no matter how big a legend they are, relegate your club, people will be still calling them a legend. I think nowadays, the way football fans are now, they'd be saying, F him, relegated us. You know what I mean? Because, like, look how, like, I know obviously there's people that are like Man United legends regardless, but a lot of people turn on these legends like quite quickly. Like Ollie, legend in what he did. Some of his goals that he scored won them big trophies. So he was a United legend, but now that he's come back as a manager and he's not favoured, some people are saying he's done at Man United for me. So, and you probably got a few Chelsea fans that thought that way about Lampard. So I think fans are more fickle now than they were back in the day. Yeah. Like Dennis Law wouldn't have a statue if.
Oh, no way.
No way, because he relegated you. Like, yeah, just it wouldn't happen. But back then, people were less, because everyone used to play for the teams in their city. You'd always get players switching from City to United. You'd always get that. Whereas now it's like it's seen as you don't do that. It happens in youth teams, to be honest, and the women's team.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Still
time.
Does, doesn't it? Probably.
Yeah. Like the women are really loyal. Like if you see in the women, like you see a player play for Everton, then she joined Liverpool.
And I've seen that.
So happy to join this fantastic club. And I'm thinking, weren't you playing at Everton last week? Like for me, it's a bit wild, isn't it? But they do it all the time. They do it really.
It does happen a lot.
The women are just not faithful to their club at all.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a women player, I wouldn't join Man United. Like I actually wouldn't, but clearly they don't care. It's a bit wild. It's a bit wild. No, they ain't gonna score here. I don't know.
I got a feeling that, like, City have just gone on this unreal winning run that it's just gonna end.
It will. Like, it will end.
How many games have you won in a row?
It would end against Arsenal, but we didn't beat West Ham in the first time round. We drew with West Ham.
City are struggling in this game.
Yeah,
you're not getting that many chances.
I don't think we have been great the last couple of games. This is what I'm saying. City have been grinding out wins, so it's whether we can't grind.
I think you were good against Tottenham. From what I remember. But
we were good against Tottenham. It's the Arsenal game we were okay.
I put the Arsenal game down to the fact you didn't need to play that well.
Yeah, City. I don't know what it is today. Like they don't look really on it, but I think I don't know. He'll probably change it up a little bit.
You got enough. So, I want to see. I'll have a look at your bench actually. I ain't seen your bench to be fair.
Yeah, we haven't won. We only win against United at the Etihad, where it's like a title race. If we have to win, we win. If we don't have to win, we lose. That's home against United. Yes, Carragher was an Everton fan. A lot of Liverpool legends.
He was. Yeah, Everton. Robbie Fowler was. McManaman was.
Yeah,
those two were. I think there's another one I'm trying to remember, but it's not coming to me. But those two were Everton fans as well. Gerrard was a Liverpool fan, I know that. But he had I think his uncle tried to get him to support Everton or something, but he was Liverpool.
Yeah. To be honest, in most Scouse households, your mum's probably Everton, your dad's probably Liverpool. That's just the way it works. There's a lot of. So in my mum's household growing up, obviously she's from Liverpool. My mum and her mum are Liverpool, and then her dad.
Your granddad's Everton, isn't it? Yeah.
And her sister Everton, and then I think her sister is Liverpool as well. But she was Liverpool growing up, but then she moved to Leicester when she got married, and all of that family are Leicester City fans. So she's actually, I think she's married someone who is a Nottingham Forest, I think it is, fan, or Nottingham, one of them. I don't know which one it is. And she's basically got a season ticket for them because that's who I support. So I don't think she's a Liverpool fan anymore, but she grew up like that. Whereas my mum still claims to be a Liverpool fan, even though she doesn't watch them. And my nan is a Liverpool fan, she watches Liverpool. Yeah, it's okay about the spoilers because I am so far up. I am not even.
I've just sent the comments off. City's bench is actually a joke.
016 Val, there's no point in having this conversation. He said that no amount of money would make him leave. Why would he downgrade to Man United? It makes no sense. Andrew, have you ever been to Soccer Aid at Old Trafford before, Yannicka? I have not. Have you been, Ryan?
At Old Trafford? No, I'm not entering there. No way.
I've been there once. I've been to Old Trafford once, and it wasn't to watch football. I went there. City. City going to lose this game. I can tell by the way we're defending. Oh my
wait,
god.
you're on the counter
This
here,
is,
though. Oh, De
this
Bruyne.
is very much about like we played against what's it called? Oh my god, De Bruyne is trying to do it. Oh wait,
God.
no. City. Oh, City are just not on it today. Jeez, that's a tap in that.
See, I just saw City's bench is an actual joke, honestly. Like Bernardo Silva, Foden, Sterling, Jesus. Oh my, Cancelo, oh my days. That's an actual joke of a bench.
You should bring on
And then
Cancelo.
you look at
The last time we were struggling, Cancelo came on and changed the game.
You compare City's bench to what ours is like Origi, Shaqiri, and Ox, and these guys. Like, oh, it doesn't even compare.
Murph says City's league. Like the thing is, it's been City's league for since we went 10 points clear. Like regardless of what we do today,
It's been City's league since they won at Anfield.
Yeah. And Andrew said, "Do you know I had that old Barcelona kit in the early 90s when Pep was a midfielder." Pep was a good player. I thought he was.
I never saw him play because I was before my time.
Maybe not. Maybe he was.
I think he was a midfielder. I think he was a midfielder.
I haven't seen him play, but I know he was good. I've seen like clips, but I haven't seen it like a whole.
Same. I've seen clips
of him playing, but yeah. He was. Do you know what? Pep won everything as a player. He's won everything. There's nothing.
Did he win Champions League?
Yeah, as a player, yeah. I think he won it. Let me check. I'm sure he won it. He might have won it more than once.
No, I don't think he would have won it more than once because Barca before 2006 had only won it once.
They only won once. Yeah. I think
I'll
he
have a
won.
look if he won.
He must have won their first.
He's obviously won 2 as a manager for them, but as a player, I'm not sure.
As a player, he won. 1 minute. As a player, he won. Oh,
that was going in there.
He won. Yeah, he won the. He won the European Cup, which is the Champions League in '92. Yeah. Then he won the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in '97, and then he won the Super Cup. Crap, but that's not the thing.
Twice,
he won
he won the Super Cup
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He won La Liga 6 times. So he won the league 6 times.
He won it 4 years in a row. La Liga.
He won the Olympics with under 23, so that doesn't count. He's so mad. It's like Gabby has won he's won the Olympics. It's so random, like to be a footballer and you've won the Olympics. Like
yeah. I think Neymar's won the Olympics. He scored the winning penalty, I think.
Yeah. It's so random though. Like it's like you have an Olympic medal. Like do you know what? If they won the World Cup, that's like his cabinet will be unreal. Andrew wants Nagelsmann in. Do you know what? They just need to plan it. They just need to plan.
I think Nagelsmann, he'd obviously be a massive upgrade on Ollie, but like I feel with Nagelsmann, like he's still a bit too inexperienced. I think he'll become like a really, really like top level manager because he's a really good coach. But I think he needs to wait a few years, maybe go. I think Harris in the he's always Harris. Like he was saying to me the other day that, and he's right. I agree with him that he almost has to go to like a Tottenham. Like no disrespect to Tottenham. Like I know you'll like that, but like that sort of club before he like goes to like a United or a Liverpool or a City. Like, but I can see him definitely being. To be fair, if Klopp was to leave in a few years, Nagelsmann would be the guy that I would want.
It's not whatever they're doing. It's not working. I would just. Do you know what? Our defense looks so more shaky when Walker's in the squad. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's the reason or anything like that. It just looks shakier, like automatically when he's in there. Zinchenko, I agree, has been great. You know what it is with Zinchenko that I like? Like City were going to sell him, and he was like, no, I'm staying, and I'm going to earn my place, and he did just that. So I respect him for that.
So did Shaqiri with us, but I don't really respect him.
Andrew said Aguero went out with Diego Maradona's daughter, right? They actually got married.
Yeah, they're married.
They had a kid.
They got kids. I think they got kids,
Yeah, no, they've got one, and then Aguero cheated on her, and then Maradona got pictures of Aguero and scrubbed out his face. But I think they're all right. Yeah. He's got a picture holding his grandchild Benjamin, and behind in the picture there's pictures of Aguero and Benjamin, and he's like scrubbed out his face.
That's mad.
But that being said, Maradona was at Man City supporting Aguero since. So yeah, I think they're cool now. Yeah, I agree with the TV thing. I don't like TV too much, to be fair. Oh no, my comments are going. Sorry, guys. The comments, like, oh my god, there's so many comments. I'm not even going to be able to get to them all. Sorry.
God, it's saying there's 74 since the last time I saw it. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I'm at like 1:30, and it's like it's nearly 2:00. Let me just get through them quickly. Yeah, I think we need to win the Champions League to take the pressure off us.
Yeah. It's just the Champions League just does so much for your club. Like if you were to win one, it just takes them to the next level.
Yeah, Bradley, I think this is what I was saying. Like, it's the structure of the club. Like, people talk about money. Money is not the problem. Money has not been the problem. It's the structure. Like, I don't mind people saying City are better than us because they've got a better structure or they're better ran. But it's when people say City are only better because they spent money, when it's a lie. It's a lie, and it's been proven to be a lie every single season.
Is Jesus on?
I can't even say.
Jesus is on. Yeah, he's come on Aguero's off.
Yeah.
I didn't even see him make this up.
Aguero never gets in. Honestly, Aguero never shines in his first game back. Like, to be honest, if I didn't know he was on, I wouldn't have known he was on. That's just the way he is in his first game, to be fair. But that's what he does. This is why I said he needs to get some time. But I think what Pep didn't anticipate is that the game would be so end-to-end. So he can't really afford to keep him on.
Yeah.
Ada says, if Man United carry on the way we are, we're going to become history merchants like Arsenal. The difference between United and Arsenal is that Arsenal won't invest, whereas Man United will always invest.
Yeah. United will win a title before Arsenal.
£1 billion since Fergie left. That tells me the club hasn't spent our money well. That's what it is. It's not spending money. It's spending it properly.
Yeah.
How
long do you think Arsenal go without a title, by the way? Like, how long do you see Arsenal going without a title?
The problem with Arsenal is Arsenal should have done what they're doing a long time ago. I think they should have. He should have invested under Wenger earlier.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, all them players that joined Man City only joined Man City because they were promised investment and they didn't get it. If they invested at that time, they would have only needed 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, because at that time they had some sick players like Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie, all these guys, and they were just lacking in just a couple of 2-3 positions.
Yeah. And you know what it is with them? Like, yes, okay, that 11-12 season when City burst onto the scene, but if you think about it, before that, like the late 2000s, like 2008, 9, that sort of time, they should have invested heavily around then. And even, you know what, if I was Arsenal and Man City got bought, the minute Man City get bought, I'm thinking, let me invest now, because they had a much better squad. Yeah. Players would have gone to Arsenal over Man City. They would have. You know, the likes of Robinho would have chose Arsenal over Man City at that time. Fair enough, he had friends there. But I think he probably would have been all right in London anyway, because Chelsea always have Brazilian players and whatever.
Yeah.
They should have invested then. They could have put a title race together. And I think at the end of Fergie's career, they probably win one of them titles that United won.
Yeah, I agree. They probably do.
Towards the end of Fergie's career, he didn't have the quality squad that he had earlier on in like 2008. So if they invested 2009, they probably would have won the league 2010. Probably would have won it. Then puts them on a completely different level. And I think we're not having this conversation now. We're talking about who's going to win the league out of Man City, Arsenal. They would have kept the players. Van Persie would have never left. All of this would have happened. And yeah, I think Arsenal, the owners failed there big time.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Oh, goal.
Yeah, what a goal. John Stones.
Stones.
What is wrong with that? Like, his goal
I already know.
is back to 0. He scored.
I already know, like.
For John Stones.
I already know tomorrow on the Q&A if you win, it's going to be
can't cope
Stones
with this
over
guy.
Man. John
Do you know
Stones has more goals than Man.
Well, if you look, right, this is what I was saying last night. I was having
It's
an
a good
argument with
finish.
a fan because they were saying that Diaz is better than Stones. And I agree. Diaz is a better player than Stones.
Yeah.
But this season, Stones has been better than Diaz. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't know what's happened to him. But if you watch the game and watch the goals that we concede, it's very rarely Stones' fault. Very rarely. It's so weird.
Mind you don't concede a lot of goals anyways.
Yeah, but when you do, like, it's like Diaz headed it out before, but he didn't head it out properly, and then Stones got the block. Like, it's mad because I actually watched Stones the other day.
It's such a good finish for a centre back.
Yeah, he's a striker, mate. I don't know what he's doing at the back.
He's a really better striker than Firmino.
He's having the season of his life, John Stones. Like, I don't know what's happened to him. He's just having the season of his life.
Sometimes, in terms of like, John Stones has is better defensively on statistics, but I think defenders sometimes are kind of like the worst players to judge on statistics because I remember like, do you remember? I think it was the 18-19 season where we won the Champions League and Van Dijk got Player of the Season.
Yeah.
But then there was statistics showing that Mustafi had a better season than Van Dijk, even though we all know that's not true at all. So I think but John Stones has been good this season. Like, I will.
Yeah, like, do you know what? This is the thing because I thought it was like that because I was like, nah, it's Diaz. And then when I looked at the stats, I was like, actually, John Stones is like when he plays, we very rarely concede. So then I thought, let me watch John Stones closely. So I watched the game and I was watching, focusing on John Stones, and I was like, oh shit, this guy is actually not only statistically good, but he's actually been great for City this season. Like, honestly, like it's mad. Like, it's mad. How are you a defender, right? And you've scored the same amount of goals as you've conceded. That is crazy.
It's mad, isn't it? That is mad.
We're not talking about it's Diaz. If Van Dijk does that, if Gomez does that, we're not talking about it's because of Van Dijk. Like, that is unreal. Like, and
I will.
With or without Diaz. Like, when Diaz doesn't play, he still does it. Like, him and Laporte kept a clean sheet. It's mad. It's mad. I'm not lying about the influence of Diaz though. I think him coming in has completely given our defenders a lot of faith, a lot of stability, and that has led to this John Stones that we're seeing. So I'm not discrediting Diaz because Diaz has been our most important signing in a very long time. I'd say Pep was the most important signing before him in terms of importance. And before that, like you I don't know, maybe Aguero, because getting Aguero in at the time that we did, obviously David Silva before that. Like, we had quite a lot of signings. What
about your bay Fernandinho?
Oh, I love Fernandinho. Fernandinho is my favourite signing of all time. Definitely. He's just do you know what I like about him? Like, he just interacted with the fans. Like, he was like, I'm so excited to join my new club. He's like, I'm so excited for work tomorrow or something. He said something nervous. And all the City fans were like, we can't wait for you to come. And he was like replying saying thank you. And so, it was just so cute. Just so I was like, you know what? Like, Gundogan had a funny thing as well when he came. He actually said, because all the City fans were saying under Man City's post, like, announce Gundogan. So he said, announce Gundogan in capital letters, and that was how we knew he'd signed for City. Like, it was mad. And then Benjamin Mendy, he took a picture in the desert wearing England swimming shorts, like, like a UK flag, and said "Zoom" with some eyes, so we knew we'd signed him. But I like stuff like that. I think it's better than the traditional boring crap that Man City come up with.
What about what did Gabby do?
Dunno.
No, I mean, what did Gabby do when he signed? Did he promise, I'll promise I'll put pressure on the keeper?
I don't remember what happened when he signed. I think we kind of knew he was coming. I think we knew he was coming, but I can't remember, to be honest. Man City
wasn't he? Didn't he sign him in the summer? But then he went back on loan to his club for like a few months.
I think,
I swear it was that,
He was at Palmeiras because their season finishes earlier, so their season's just finished. Their season, because their summer is right now in Brazil.
Yeah.
So because they're in the summer, their season kind of finishes. So their season's a bit different. So I think we bought him, and then he went back till, like you say, till the sort of January, February sort of period, and then he came. I think maybe we signed him in January, and he came after the season.
I'll search it actually.
At the end of Feb, yeah. He came late. He's got. I hope it's not like broken ribs or anything. He's been getting mashed up today. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, that's actually true. He actually has. Yeah.
Bradley said Fergie covered up the cracks when the Glazers came in. I agree. That's why you have to credit him. Bradley said, "Thank you for saying that. Yeah, my stupid club only wants 5 players who will sell shirts and not improve the team. I'm sick of big name signings. I just want a good team." Yeah, sometimes you have to get the players. Bradley says, "Yang, you can't criticize Bruno about his cult swarming it." I don't care. I'll say what I want to say. Facts. Bruno wants to shoot first and create for Martel. This is why I say Pep would not like him because of the way he plays.
Yeah, he would.
Players, but
Bruno's basically a striker. He's literally a striker.
Yeah, he's playing as He's playing as a false 9. Maybe Pep would
not even that. Not even that. He's not even playing as a false 9. Maybe Pep would
like him after all. Jeez.
Playing as a proper striker, Bruno. It just annoys me how people just overrate him, though. Like, it's just when you watch him, it's just obvious that he's a good player. I'm not denying he's a very good player, but like, when people start calling him the best midfielder in the world, it's like, just watch him and you'll know he isn't.
But this is the problem, because this is why I say when you get players that are overrated, it's because you get that overrated thing, they end up being discredited. And this is why I always say I'm not dissing Bruno. Bruno has been unreal for Man United. All I'm saying is that he is kind of doing what he wants.
Would you say he's world class? Because it's a debate for me. Like,
for me, world class, you have to do it consistently over a long period of time. And I don't put many players in my world class category. So there's not a lot of City players that I put in the world class category, even though like they've been doing it for a while. Like, it's just, for me, it's just got to be consistent and stuff. Like, I think people can have a world class season. I'd say he's having a world class season. I'd say good world class season as well.
When I watch Bruno, he just doesn't say world class to me when I watch him.
I don't know. It's statistically he is on the eye test. I don't see it. I don't see it either. I really don't.
I don't see it.
It's why, like, people who do not support Man City will watch De Bruyne and be like, "Oh, what a player." I don't watch Bruno and go, "Oh, what a player."
I don't.
Yeah, he got 2 assists. Like, that's a good performance. But I don't look at him and think, "Oh, I'd love him at City." And I think that is where the lines are kind of a bit dropped, because people are looking at stats and going, De Bruyne. I don't think De Bruyne's had his best season. I think he
hasn't. But
he got back to where he was, and then he got injured, and he's just come back now. So we're seeing glimpses. But he's capable of more. He's capable.
I was talking to Harris the other day, and we were talking about Bruno, and even he says that he is overrated. Like, he's a good player. He weren't denying he's a bad player. He's a good player, Bruno. I'm not denying that. But just when I watch him, I just
he's frustrated. It's like Salah. From an outside perspective, everyone's like, Salah's world class. He's brilliant. But when you watch these players week in, week out, you do see a different side. And that's why I like, even though I think you're a little bit harsh on Salah, I don't watch him week in, week out. So I would trust your opinion more than who I don't watch.
It just depends on how people see football in different ways. I see football in terms of, I don't like players like Salah who attacking players who just they just give the ball away stupid. They can't do the simple things right. Do you get what I mean? He struggles to do the simple things right, and like controlling a ball. Like,
oh my god, I think City today are in that category. Jeez. Oh, well done. Who's that? Gabby.
Oh, well played, Mahrez.
Who's this? That's Mahrez, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was Mahrez who came inside and kept winning the ball.
Yeah, no, I think Gabby made the tackle, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, like
the pressure on the defender. He put pressure on the defender.
That's exactly what it did.
That'll never get old for me. When, to be fair, like I was depressed during that watch-along, but when you said that after they scored, I was cracking up because I know you were just saying it to like piss off Flawless.
Like, do you know what? Like, I do say it to wind up Flawless, but at the same time, he actually his pressing is unreal. That's why
his pressing.
Pep loves him. Like Pep doesn't love him because he's clinical, because he's not. He loves him because what he does off the ball, and I think somebody was saying that about Bruno. Like off the ball, nothing happens. Like off the ball, City's players will put pressure on. I don't know. Like they're good on and off the ball. Whereas like people are saying if Bruno's not on the ball, he's not good. Like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't watch United every week, but that's just what I've heard from Man United fans. Oh, come on, City. Put the ball on the floor. Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
But it's like what I was saying about Salah. It's like I was talking to a Liverpool fan yesterday, and he was like, a Liverpool fan who I know, and he was like, well, how are we going to replace his goals? And I'm like, but the thing is, if we sell him and we brought a player who was better on the ball, who did the simple things better, who can link up better with the players around him, we'll be able to keep the ball more, sustain more attacks, create more chances. And we might not have a player who scores the amount that Salah does, but the whole team output will be better. We'll be able to share the goals more. Like what City do. City don't have a player at the moment who's on like 20 goals. One player who it's everyone scoring the goals. They're winning the league. Like,
but look at
do it without.
2-1. If someone asked you, say you weren't watching the game, and I said to you, who scored today's goals? You're not saying Diaz and Stones.
Yeah, I'm not saying Diaz or Stones. No way.
Definitely.
And at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't be saying Gundogan
had a defender getting one, but you wouldn't be saying Diaz and Stones. Like you just wouldn't.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be saying at the beginning of the season that Gundogan would have this many goals either. It's just things like that.
But they play.
I genuinely think.
Literally, anyway.
I genuinely think Salah is easily replaceable. Like I genuinely think that if we were to replace him with someone who's better on the ball, we become better as an attacking unit. That's why I want him out, because he just frustrates the life out of me when I watch him.
But this is the thing though. It's like, because if City played the traditional way of football and everyone was trying to pass to Gabby, all that's going to happen is Gabby's going to get closed out of the game and we're not going to score. So what they do is, because anyone can shoot, the defenders don't know who to mark, because they're all marking the attackers and then John Stones scores. Do you know what I mean? So it's like these sorts of things, it just makes it easier for City to score because the pressure's not on. The pressure can't be on everyone. So you just pass to who's the most free at the time, and they'll have a shot, and hopefully it goes in. But Malcolm says, I can guarantee you if you got Ancelotti or Patch, you'd see the best of Cavani and Greenwood. Yeah, you'd see the best out of most of your team because you'd have a system. The only thing is Bruno wouldn't be scoring the goals that he does because he would struggle more.
Harris, nah, I wouldn't. I actually wouldn't swap Salah for Ismail Assar. I don't rate Ismail Assar. Like, he's another pace merchant. Him and Adama Traore, I'd rather keep Salah than both of them. I'd genuinely rather keep Salah.
Yeah, let me move down. Yeah, I would definitely get Man United relegated. I'd be like, come on, guys, I think we should sign Adama Traore and sell.
You know what? It's weird with me with Man United because I hate Man United more than anything. But if they were, I wouldn't. There's part of me that wouldn't want them to get relegated. In terms of, you kind of look. I look forward to the two games we play against them in the season, and like, because they're big games. You look forward to it, and it's part of the rivalry, and you kind of don't want that to go away. Do you get what I mean? Like, if they were to go in another league, like, you could laugh at them, but it's like you're not playing each other, you're not against each other. Like, it would become a bit boring, to be fair. See, I'd take them going down for one. You know what?
Even mind.
I'd take them going down for one season, because if they were to go down for one season, it's a stain on their club that can't be removed. Like, that would be funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them to stay down there. We don't have a Manchester.
I'd take them going down one season. One season they can go down.
City used to do that. City used to go down for a season, come back up, go
Flawless
down.
is in the comments.
Do you know what? I'm so far behind. I'm going to get through some of these comments quickly.
Big up my sugar puff in the comments.
Angelino because Pep didn't fancy him. I think he gives the ball away. He didn't really fit in our system too tough.
He looked good at Leipzig. He looks good at Leipzig.
He's a good player, but
good system there.
It's just Pep didn't fancy him, and I think
yeah,
we'll have to see. Yeah, one sec.
Yeah, Bradley's right. I think Rafinha at Leeds would be good.
Bradley's always on point, to be fair. He says, "Thank you. 2 minutes excuse being made for Ollie, regardless of whether the board which is common number." Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. He should get better out of the players, which is what Flawless always says.
But Bradley's right. He made a comment later on saying, "I think Rafinha from Leeds would be good for Liverpool." I really like him. I really like him when I watch him. He's really good on the ball. Doesn't waste the ball. I think he's really good. I'd love him at Liverpool.
If you are from Manchester, like it's rivalry, that's what it's called. I'm not a Man United fan. No one would ever choose to be a Man United fan. But yeah, I'm just gonna. Sorry if I missed your comment, but yeah, I agree with this, Bradley. Broads is in the comments. Big up to Broads every time.
Big up Broads.
You. He says hi, Flawless, even though Flawless is not actually.
Yeah, Flawless ain't it. Is he saying it to them in the comments? He might be saying it. Flawless came in the comments a bit ago.
Yeah, big up to you anyway.
He came in the comments a bit ago, yeah.
Oh,
you know Maguire's been
to be fair.
Oh, Sugar Puff's here. Oh, yes.
He did relegate United with a back heel as well. It wasn't actually that.
Hey, why am I tuning in and just hearing Hello United slander? What is going on?
No,
because one's a Man City fan, one's a Liverpool fan.
Do you know what? Yeah, come out of the comment. No one invited you on this watch along. Honestly,
disrespect.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fake Broads. He's not actually a thing. You need to make him a mod, Flawless.
I'll make him. Yeah. I'll make Broads a mod. I actually tuned in, to say what a great job he was doing, and then you slander me straight away. The ridiculous.
Sorry, darling.
That's better, babes. Excellent stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at you looking wonderful in Sarcasm City merch.
1 second.
It's Ryan froze. He's froze smiling. Look at him. Yeah. Is that you throwing bare teeth in that?
He's laughing at you.
He's smiling at us as always, isn't it? Is that funny to you as well? Yeah.
Is she laughing? Oh, she's crying.
Yeah. No, she's laughing. Hey, don't do that. Give me this. What are you doing?
Still ahead of Diaz and Stones as your best defender. MB says, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, Laporte is still ahead of Diaz and Stones for me as your best defender. For the moment Laporte signed, he's been solid and consistent. I agree. I think they're all quality. What I would say about Diaz is just because of his age and how well he's doing at the moment, like he's only going to get better. He's in his first season as well. And you tend to get better as you... It's like a lot of City players, like they come in their first season, they're okay. The second season, they're great. And like Diaz is just hit the ground running. So that's why I think Diaz so highly.
You done laughing as well, Ryan, yeah? You done cracking joke over there, fam.
It's just my internet went off. No. Harris has put, I wouldn't be surprised if we got relegated. That's something Maguire. You know, Maguire's been relegated 4 times in his career. Like, it's pretty worrying, that.
Hey, less of this United slander, you know what I'm saying? Even though you're 100%
come on, that's worrying, isn't it? Your captain's been relegated 4 times in his career.
Yeah, it's mad. You're right. You're spot on.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're depressed, Smith, about Man City being good. You know what? I've been waiting for this my whole life, to make Man United fans depressed. Love it. Yeah, I've always rated Stones, but Diaz's leadership has made him go up. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? Like, it's mad because, like, I rate all of City's defenders right now. Like, I think Aki's decent. He's young. Obviously, he's been injured for most of his time at City, so we haven't seen. But he was decent. Every time we played Bournemouth, he used to give us a hard time. Like, there's quite a lot of Bournemouth games that we had to win in the last minute because, you know, they gave us a hard time. So I actually think with with Aki, that he's a decent player. I think we brought him in because we thought we were going to get an older centre back, and I think Pep wanted to kind of bring him in early, train him up, so when that centre back is injured or retires, we've got an option. But then we ended up getting someone that was younger than Aki.
He's 23.
So it's not quite worked out that way. But you know what? City playing 4 competitions, we need 4 centre-backs. I'm sorry, because if one of them gets injured, I don't want to be thinking we haven't won the next 3 games. Like, if you take Diaz out now, we still got Laporte and Laporte and Stones. If you take Stones out, we still got Laporte and Diaz. If you take out Stones and Diaz, we still got Laporte and Aki. Like,
you don't want to end up like Liverpool with playing midfielders at the back.
Well, we did. That's why we bought the way we bought, because we were like that. Last season, we were playing like Garcia and
Fernandinho.
Yeah. And it's like Fernandinho is very important for us in our midfield. Obviously, Rodri's got better and better, to be fair. So Rodri's kind of settled now. But before Rodri was settled, we used to struggle when we didn't have Fernandinho in our midfield. And it showed last season exposed us a little bit. And I think Pep didn't want to be exposed again, so he did what he needed to do. And I'm more than happy with what City have done. We have been looking.
I know. Just a complete side note. But I'm a dip anyway, but love to you lot. Big up everyone in the comments. I just come on to say hello and that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Very much.
Well,
that's it. But I'm out. Yeah. All right. See you later, darling.
Yeah,
okay. Bless G.
In a bit, bro.
But
it's like
press conference after Pep got appointed was bare shady, saying stuff.
I remember being at school when Pep got appointed, and we knew he was going to say. I was at school because he got appointed during the day, and I was at school. And the news came out during the day that he was going to go to Man City at the end of the season, and there was this couple of City fans in my class getting all excited and stuff. I couldn't blame him either. Like,
do you know what?
I was so jealous at the time. But to be fair, we'd gotten Klopp, so. But I knew City were just going to go on a mad one.
Yeah, do you know what? Like, I felt sorry for Pellegrini just because they kind of sprung it on him when he was still having a job. And I think after that, the players kind of
You got Champions League semi-final though, didn't you, that
year? No, I think it was the year
before. That? No, I'm sure you got Champions League semi-final that because didn't Pellegrini's last season, was it?
Actually, you might be right. I can't remember. Yeah, you are right, because it was 2016 we got to a semi. But yeah, I think we just weren't great. And this is what I mean. Champions League, people talk about we got to the final, we got to the semi. We were terrible. We were absolutely terrible. We've been a lot better when we've gone out.
Yeah.
A lot better. That wasn't a good Champions League campaign for us, to be fair. And you know what I mean? This is why getting to a semi-final doesn't mean anything if you don't turn up at the semi-final. We had 0 shots on target.
Really?
Real Madrid had 0 shots on target. Yeah, 0 shots. Both teams 0 shots. They went through with an own goal from Fernando.
I remember Fernando.
Yeah, no shots. Not a single shot at the Bernabeu. Not a single shot from Real Madrid at home.
Mad.
He went through and went and won it. Honestly, terrible. That game on paper looks a lot better than it was. It was awful. I think we had our first shot in the 70th minute and it was off target. Like, terrible, terrible, terrible. Really bad. 1 minute. Will Diaz surpass Van Dijk if he goes like this? Do you know what?
In terms of, because Diaz is younger,
and
because he's very good, like in terms of when they've both ended their careers, Diaz will probably be held in higher esteem because he'd have done it for longer. But I still think in terms of it, I don't know. I still think Van Dijk is better than Diaz in terms of kind of their prime years and the kind of the peak they reached. I still think Diaz.
It's hard to compare them because it's like if you go off age, it kind of is always going to be in Diaz's favour just because he started younger, Whereas, but you can't deny what Van Dijk did for Liverpool. To be honest, I just think it's similar. The impact that they've had has been similar.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So I don't really rate one above the other or anything like that. I think Diaz hasn't been doing it as long as Van Dijk in the Prem. So it's quite hard to compare them. Both.
But then I still think Diaz, like I said, I still think, in 20 years' time, for example, where they're both retired, I think people will be saying Diaz was better because he'd have done it for longer because he's only like 22, 24. Van Dijk's like 29, 30. But like in terms of how I judge them in their prime years, I'd still say Van Dijk kind of reached the higher level in his peak. Do you get what I mean? For getting longevity and stuff. I think Van Dijk's just an absolute freak in terms of in terms of everything. In terms of he's literally got every attribute you kind of want in a defender. Like it's mad.
Yeah.
And he's so sick on the ball. Oh wait.
Oh God! How did they not score there?
That was such a good chance for them. Nah, it's not. No. Go kick.
But yeah, I think it's one of them things. I think it's a bit early because it's the same with Bruno. People are talking about Bruno and De Bruyne. Like I haven't seen enough from Bruno to make me put him to De Bruyne.
I still think KDB's better than Bruno anyway. Like even forgetting, like I think even if Bruno had been like this for the same amount of time as De Bruyne has, I still rate De Bruyne a lot higher than Bruno personally.
Yeah. This is what I mean. He's on world class form. I'd say he's having a world class season. Yeah, I'd say he's having a world class season rather than being a world class player. I think there's a difference. Players.
He's having a world class season in terms of stats. I'd say that. His stats look unreal, but I just don't.
But it's like John Stones. Like I said, John Stones this season. If you look at his stats and actually watch him play, he's been unreal.
He has been good. He has been
class. But I would say he's having a world-class season because if Van Dijk has the season that John Stones is having, we're saying, oh, my God, he's world-class. He's clear. That's what we're saying. But because it's John Stones, it's kind of like, if Maguire had the season, they'd be saying he's well worth the 80 mil. So,
I think, one of the reasons why I rate Van Dijk so highly is the fact he's made Gomez look competent. Like, honestly, Gomez, I know people look from the outside and say he's all right. He's terrible. I've been saying it for about 4 or 5 years. I've just never rated him. I've always rated John Stones higher than Gomez. Like, they both got their issues, but, like, I think John Stones is clear of Gomez. Gomez is just horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually one of the worst centre-backs I've seen in my club. I'm not even lying.
Yeah,
he's actually terrible.
Nathan says most of them, when they left, they were good for 1 to 2 years. But this is what I mean. I think Man United...
Oxlade-Chamberlain wasn't that good at Arsenal, though.
Yeah, I think Man United in like 2010 they were good, but I just think if Arsenal like invested in their team a little bit earlier, I think they could have challenged. Yeah,
100%. Well, there were a lot in quite a few of those seasons. Arsenal were up there, but they'd fall off in the last few games. That's the thing.
But like
kind of catch up with them.
So like Arsenal were top of the league with 22 after 22 games. If they invested in that January window, maybe they go on to win that league. There's been a few times where they've been in a position and they've fallen off. But if they invested even in one player like a Bruno, they go on and win that league. And I think they just club. It's a failure on the club's part.
I think at that time Arsenal they lacked a goalkeeper because they had like Almunia in there. I remember. They lacked a centre-back because they were really bad at centre-back. And I think they lacked maybe a DM and maybe a striker. No, they had Van Persie, but Van Persie got a lot of injuries at the time as well. But their midfield in terms of creativity was mad.
Yeah.
Like, it was mad. And Wenger got a lot more out of that team than what he probably should have, to be fair. So you got to give credit to him as well. Like, it was only towards the end where he was doing some stupidness, to be fair. But, like, yeah, Wenger at that time was getting so much out of that team.
He says, Aiden says, for me, Diaz is a better pure defender than Van Dijk, whereas Van Dijk is a better overall.
I think they're both quality defenders anyway. Like,
yeah,
I just think Van Dijk is just ahead for me. maybe that's good. Maybe because I'm a bit biased, but I don't
No,
know.
it's not. It's not. Van Dijk's been doing it for a while now, so I think it's if Jan City is happy, I'm happy, but watching is actually painful for me. Do you know what it is? Harry says, I won't be surprised if we got
I mentioned this earlier.
Man United relegation equals the end of the Premier League. Not necessarily.
No.
You're not really doing much in
It'll
the
be
Prem.
one of the biggest shocks and one of the biggest things in history, like United getting relegated.
I would do that for sure.
Yeah.
They deserve to go down. Then we can laugh at them like, oh, you're not even in the Prem.
If United got relegated, forget a 24-hour live stream. We're doing like a 48-hour live stream if United get relegated. One day.
Ryan, that's why I'm frustrated with Ollie. Bruno and Rashford have around 18 to 20 goals each, but everyone else hasn't even touched double digits. If we have a system, the goals will be spread out well. This is the thing. People are saying, he's better than De Bruyne, and then bringing up stats like De Bruyne in Man United this season probably has more goals than Bruno because he's a better footballer than Bruno. So out of a system, I think De Bruyne just runs where he wants, does what he wants. And to be fair, at City, he kind of has a bit of free reign, but there's always a player that he's trying to pass to. Whereas Man United, he probably wouldn't be trying to pass. He'd just shoot.
I mean, the only time I've ever really seen a player get so many goals and assists in one season and actually benefit the team as a whole was Suarez. Suarez in that season, he literally carried that team to within 2 points of a title, and that was a rubbish team. That team, I don't know how he managed to do that still.
And
but GA is over. GA is over.
Fine.
Was that when he broke his leg? What was his name?
Diaby.
So
Diaby.
No, it weren't Diaby. It was I forgot his name. Someone put it in the comment. Eduardo, that's it. He broke his leg, didn't he?
That was disgusting.
That was bad. That was a horrible tackle. You remember Aaron Ramsey by short cross?
I actually liked Diaby. Thought he was a good player.
Diaby was good. Diaby was quality. He just struggled with injuries. He was quality.
Yeah. That was that leg break is the worst I've ever seen. And people, like my friend broke his leg. He's not a footballer like professionally. But he broke his leg and he said in the stadium that they were playing in, everyone could hear it. And for me, like I sit close to the pitch, right? So if anyone breaks their leg, I'm probably going to hear it and I'm probably going to throw up because I can't think of anything nastier than listening to that. So yeah, I am just not.
I remember the Ramsey one though as well. Do you remember Ramsey?
Oh,
that was horrible. That one.
Yeah, but the Eduardo one, that was the one where it was coming out his sock. I just remember.
Yeah, I remember Shawcross slamming into kind of his shin. I remember. Yeah.
I think I would throw up if I saw that.
I hate it when it happens. Yeah.
Disgusting, man. And they show it on the camera. It's like, no, turn the cameras off. I'm not interested in seeing that. Like
they actually paused it at the. I remember once they paused it at the time of the impact as well.
Yeah, because I remember when Fabrice Mwamba died on the pitch, and they
I didn't see that, because I was living in Dubai at the time. It was roundabout, so I was 11 for 6 months, and because of the time difference, the game was on so late that I couldn't watch it. So I heard about what happened the next day, and I'm not even lying. The school I went to, there was this kind of this football kind of thing where it was like they were telling us about this, an option to play abroad for a summer in England at Bolton Academy or something like that. And it was Bolton, wasn't it? So I remember all the questions were literally about Mwamba, how he was honestly. That was so bad.
Because I actually cried when I saw that because I thought he was dead.
I couldn't believe it.
Cried. I remember I rang my sister's husband because he used to play for Bolton, so he kind of knew him. And I rang him and I was like, have you seen the TV? And he was like, no, why? What's happened? And I was like,
he died for 7 minutes, I think. Was it 7 minutes?
I think he dead and he was upset, obviously. But and then that's how I found out that he lived near me actually, because I saw all his family. Yeah, his family. So he had a house round the corner to my house, and then he bought his family a house on my road. So I saw like all these people and I was like, what are they all doing there? Like a load of African people, and where obviously it's a white area. So to see like a black family was like rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were all there.
You know what actually got to me with Mwamba? You know what actually got to me with it? It was I think it was a few weeks later, and I think because it happened Tottenham Bolton, didn't it? It was that game.
Yeah.
And I remember Bolton, they showed on TV, Bolton were playing Tottenham at the Reebok a few weeks later, and he came to the game. And at the beginning, I was watching it on TV, and at the beginning of the game, he came out and he was like getting the round of applause, and he was in tears. And I honestly like had a few tears in my that got to me a bit when that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him, but he's always polite. Like whenever I saw him,
you can tell he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he'd always say hi to me. Like, he's nice, but I've never spoken to him. Yeah. Oh,
I need to go now. Actually.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, cheers for having me on. It's been a good one.
Yeah, no problem. You can jump off. I'm gonna wrap up in a sec anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Mark Vivian Foe.
Right, see you.
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace to him every time. Obviously, we've retired the number 23. So, yeah, it's heartbreaking. At the time, I didn't watch football religiously like how I do now. So, like, obviously, I knew about it and it was upsetting. But, yeah, it's horrible. Whenever anything like that happens, it's just horrible. Like, I don't like to see it. And obviously, when you're on TV as well, it's like they can't turn the cameras off. So, it's very public, but it happens so often. My cousin actually died from something similar this year at 24 years of age. So, yeah, it's not something that's it's one of them things where it just happens and there's nothing you can do. So, yeah, it's sad. But yeah, them things are disgusting. But yeah. Hi Dupe, big up to Dupe. Yeah, rest in peace to Foe every time. Yeah, Nori, that's another one. He's still recovering. But they said there was some sort of brain activity going on. So hopefully he can kind of at least get back to normal life. Obviously, he will never play football again, but as long as makes a partial recovery, that's all we can hope for with him. But yeah, gonna wrap up now. Thank you everyone that's tuned in. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, you know the drill. So yeah, I think what we'll have to do is do like Man United, Geldem City tonight. I think it's at midnight. So yeah, tune in later and we'll obviously discuss the game in detail. But yeah, another win for City. I was a bit nervous that it was going to come to an end, but City just seemed to be pulling out wins. John Stones, madness. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and we will see you later.